Rhiannon. In the chat, or in the Discord, she's known as Osahar, right?
Asahar.
Asahar, yeah, something like that. Zartha is a hill dwarf cleric, a forge cleric specifically. Kind of has like a pirate theme and background. Lots of cool stuff like that. And Rhiannon, I believe, has been playing D&D ever since she was like 7, so like 23 years at this point. So that's a long time.
He's the OG.
She is the OG. Something I will mention as just like an honorific is Rhiannon is my what I consider my DM mentor, and kind of really motivated me and taught me how to run stories. And her and her family really kind of raised me up in the D&D world. So I'd like to give that shout out. From there is Ilia Limonium, which is not linoleum, the material, but it's a flower. So, wanted to put that out there. The Kalishtar. Yes, exactly. The Kalishtar wizard, played by my lovely fiance Andrea. She's been playing about ever since we met, which was about 5 years ago. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. I know the aesthetics of her character is based off of a witch anime she got me to watch with her. I totally forget what it's called, but I will bring that up next time. From there, the party has a couple NPCs that follow them around. We'll start with Mogar, the first mate of the airship that the party is flying. He is a level 20 cleric of Phrasma. He is, as a personality, he likes to fight, but because he's like, oh, look at these little adventurers, I'm not gonna get in their way. So he doesn't help the party fight. He mostly just drives the ship around and cracks wise. From there, there is Third Child, who is the human variant ranger. She is what is called a Fey Wanderer Ranger. She is a a complete fucking ripoff of Princess Mononoke, because that is like my favorite movie.
What?
What?
What? You're really?
Oh, he's being sarcastic. I was like, wait, what? I was.
Wow. Was I that genuine?
The talent. The absolute talent.
No,
Wish.
Yes, wish over my head. She is also the wife of Revion the Rogue. Speaking of Revion the Rogue, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I play as Revian, the Swift Rider Shifter Rogue. Yeah, I stab people and do good.
Excellent. Yeah. From there, let us look. Let us do Cyrus, who had to make a new character sheet because he hates me.
I'm gonna have to come up with a new joke to say too. I'll let you know when it comes to me. But for now, I'm playing as Cyrus, the Air Genasi monk, and he's a little stupider than last time. So I apologize. I didn't think this would be happening. So we deleted the last character sheet. And re-rolling the stats. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I somehow rolled lower for his intelligence stat.
Yeah.
Before I know you heard about that, but I don't know if Feezy heard about it.
Oh no, TJ told me.
I had just told him like an hour ago. But something I will mention is that Cyrus's intelligence used to be a 12. He used to have a +1. Now it is a 6. And he has a -2.
You're less than half as intelligent as you were originally. Wow.
You tell me that.
That's.
It's okay. It's okay. I know it's a really steep fall, but it makes up for it because I also rolled an 18.
Yeah, he so overall, his stats are roughly the same. He has higher highs and lower lows, but besides that, besides the intelligence and the wisdom, he's more or less the same.
I think my strength is exactly.
From there, we will introduce our hostess with the mostest, the ever benevolent and kind and generous streamer guy who lets me run my stupid D&D campaign on his channel.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Squeezus. I am playing Selin, the highest of high elf fighters. I like to go around swinging my massive sword of chaos, and yeah, fun things happen.
Yeah, fun things do happen. Could you let the audience know how tall you are, Mr. Selene?
Well, being a high elf, I'm a whole 3 foot 3 inches.
Yeah, and it's all because of the
chaos
same
between
sort of
you.
chaos that you like to wield so much. I'm not saying it hasn't helped us in like some instances, like for summoning a
Probably
unicorn to
a
help us
lot.
out against like a boss fight, but
Yeah, like
as far as your
who else?
height goes,
Who else is giving you unicorns?
Yeah. You know, that unicorn saved at least one of your lives. I'm pretty sure someone was going to
did.
die.
And you
Absolutely.
were so pissed. You were pissed at them having to make a new NPC on the spot.
Yeah. What was his name? I don't remember his name.
I don't remember either.
Nope.
Well,
He
he'll
said,
never
"See you
return.
again after all this," or some crap, and we never saw him again.
Good.
yeah, he was there from the fight, and you made him fuck off afterward.
Yeah, so he went to go help the sisters fend off the city. But before we get to the recap, let us introduce our ever so lovely new priestess of the Raven Queen.
Cricket, I'm gonna give Cricket the phone.
Okay. Hello, I am Sam, and I am playing Cricket, the halfling bard, who is now a priestess of the Raven Queen.
Why is Cricket a priestess of the Raven Queen again?
I looked too deeply into the eye of the beholder.
Classic.
You stared into the abyss, and the abyss stared back.
The abyss bit my butt, is what the abyss did.
Well,
Quick question: is Ilia going to be joining in chat or?
right now she's driving.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it's
well-
just that I see her in the audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can ask her. Ilia, would you like to join the chat so you can introduce yourself? But there might be car sounds. I don't know if she's actually actively typing and draw. Well, she is.
Yep.
No, well, she's almost home,
Stop
so
it!
she'll come back. She'll be here soon. So let's do a collective recap. Considering that season 1 is also Lynn's fault, we'll let him start up into the point where you guys met Third Child.
All right. So
Quiz.
we were kind of like hanging out in this town. We ended up collectively being recruited to take on a job. I don't exactly remember what it was. Were we escorting someone through a swamp?
No.
We
So
were trying to. So it was a bunch of frog people. Were some kind of like it.
We're taking people and eating them.
they were slavers, actually. They were enslaving people.
Okay, yeah.
None of us remember the first episode.
I
That's
remember
okay.
us. I remember us
only
having a
part that I
cleric
remember.
that just kind of wandered off and died.
Yes. So
You bastard.
the collective party at the time was Cyrus, Selin, Revion, Cricket, and a cleric of Sehani Mumbo, a moon elf named Lorfum. So they had found Lorfum in the swamp, literally buried, like a dead person.
Yeah, just chilling in the muck.
Chilling in the muck, and he joined them on their quest. So from there, continue.
We got done with the quest, got back into town, started celebrating. Everybody had a good time. Some of us got a little drunk. I mean, it happens.
A little, you say.
And in the middle of the night, some crazy cultists attacked and ended up burning down the city.
It was a small fishing village. There was like maybe 50 people, like a very, very small fishing village. But yes, the whole village and everyone you guys saved were killed.
Yay!
I forgot about that.
A very
people
happy
were-
start.
The people weren't like the smartest tools in the shed since they just named their village, but
It was such a small village; it didn't need a name. It was just village.
they still paid me, so I did take I was a bit affronted by that.
Yes. The party, motivated by either greed, vengeance, or guilt, decided to go forward and get rid of this cult of debauchery, which Celine had previous ties to.
Yeah.
And you didn't tell us at the time.
No,
I
he
mean-
did.
Yeah, I did.
He said right
Oh,
away,
okay.
"Oh, I might have used to be a member of this cult."
Oh yeah, I remember now. I wasn't listening.
But yeah, so a cult that I was a member of and had left with my wife. They had come searching for me, and they were not happy.
No.
Burnt down the village.
Speaking of that wife, what happened to her, Larry? At least, in the beginning.
I believe that she had died escaping. Little did I know that she had been resurrected, was it?
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyways,
so
he hadn't been as dead as he
they
thought.
leave and head, let's see, never eat shredded wheat. Yeah. Okay, so they head east to the headquarters of the capital city of the elves called Thotholeth, which is not hard to say at all. And the whole point of them going there was so they could destroy the cult. Hey, Andrea's home. Prepare for dog and doors opening. Right. So from there, the party ventured east. Their third night on the road, they encountered a woman. Because, let's see, Cricket was the one who was awake when they met her. Cricket, please continue on from there with the story.
Well, I remember that I was kind of keeping an eye on the camp. Me and Sleep are not the best of friends, so I decided I would take watch while everyone gets some rest because they were handling most of the actual traveling bit. And out of the blue, this giant.
No. Oh, sorry, Andrew was asking me a question. Continue.
No worries. Out of this blue, this giant wolf comes out of the forest, but it doesn't seem too dangerous. And then this really pretty but strangely, angry-looking woman comes out following it. We can't really communicate, so I just offer her some meat off the fire, and I go back to bed.
Correction. She offers you meat because you guys were eating bread and trail rations. And so her and her wolf brought a large elk. Well, no, it was a stag, a large stag carcass, kind of as like a, hey, we mean no harm, like a peace offering sort of. And proceeded to cook it and butcher it while the party rested. We'll have Signor Revion continue.
From what I recall from there, she introduced herself as third child, and she offered to guide us through the forest, and we accepted the offer. After a bit, we journeyed through the forest with her, and she introduced us to her mom and her pack of wolves because she's a wolf, not a human.
Yeah, no one ever got mad at anyone regarding that.
And we were then asked to deal with some spiders that had been encroaching in their territory, I think was the reasoning.
Yes, they were overpopulating, encroaching on the territory, and upsetting the balance of the forest. And so the wolf clan was pissed off at them. But the majority of the wolves were much too big to go into the spider den. So they sent the 2 smallest wolves in the pack along with these adventurers.
Which was third child and youngest.
Yes. And because they are wolves, they don't have names, so they are numbered. I believe ultimately I said that there was about 50 wolves. And so, yeah, they're all named by number except for youngest, because it is the youngest of the wolves.
I will be right back.
You got it. I'll pick up from there real quick. So the party investigates this spider den, fights off several human-sized spiders and 2 large-sized spiders, which would probably be about like 2 horses put together in size. But after defeating the spiders, they discovered that there was a magic circle in the spider den inscribed in blood, which was accelerating the growth of said spiders. Not only did they find that, but they also found a backpack that Revion recognized as belonging to his mentor, training him, the man who trained him in the roguish arts. From there, the party traveled to a town called Riverdale, where they bought supplies, got a reward for killing the spiders. Third child had joined them on their quest at this point after being asked to very awkwardly by Cyrus.
Yeah.
If you recall correctly, she said, quote, "Are you asking me out?" End quote.
And Cyrus said, "No, thank you."
Yep. Actually, I believe you stammered and said, "No, that wasn't my intention."
That drew somebody's attention.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
That opened the door that day.
You did open a door that day. It's all because of Cyrus, Revion.
I punch him in the face.
Once you realize it, you like wake up in a cold sweat one night. Oh God, it's all Cyrus. It's him.
Well, I'm assuming
and
this
then
entire
Cyrus
like
just wakes up
recap is
to a
just
tap on the shoulder, and he's like, "Huh?" and then just fist in his face.
yeah. I'm assuming this entire recap is like a dream we're all like having at the same time. So as soon as I wake up, yeah. And
Well,
first time I see
was
Cyrus,
thinking
I'm punching
that
him.
you guys were collectively telling the story to Mogar, because Mogar's the only person and the ship crew who does
That's
not
true.
know what you guys have been up to.
Yeah.
So you guys are basically like, collectively talking about what happened. And we can even say that this is like a flashback before you guys arrived in Lazulia, and that you guys were having this conversation then.
Whatever works.
Yeah. From there, let's see. Yeah, so Lorfum left the party due to an illness on the part of our good friend Jesse, who unfortunately was not able to continue playing with us. No judgments being held, of course. And the party had an encounter with some lovely, kind, and generous goblins who never bothered them or did anything wrong.
I object.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, on the count that that they totally were trying to fucking rob us.
Oh, yeah. I do recall them cracking wise about your moms and trying to rob you.
I'm back.
Really cracked my up them on was the guild.
Yeah, we just got to the part with the Nilbog Larry.
Ah, yeah, the Nilbog. That was fun.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite monsters for low level players because of it has very good abilities. It's not hard. Well, it's hard to kill, but it doesn't really dish out that much damage. It just causes chaos.
That early officer who did really good.
Didn't he get away?
He did get away. You
Yeah.
killed all the other goblins except him. And that was Cricket's first brush with death as well.
Yeah, a close one.
Yep, I believe she got as low as 2 negative saves, and then you guys poured a potion down her throat.
Yeah, you did. Like, did the whole, like, plug my nose and everything. It was great. Ugh.
Yeah, no, yeah. I will say that in this setting, that potions do not taste great. Just FYI.
Yeah, they taste like meat, don't they?
Luckily,
The way I imagine potions tasting is, you ever have like that cough syrupy medicine when you were a little kid that kind of like was like very dark purplish brown?
Oh,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
No. Oh.
You're welcome. That is a very like, what do they call that in that movie? A key memory.
a key memory.
Yeah. Whenever I think of something that tastes gross, that's like the first thing my brain goes to is like, oh yeah, that medicine. From there, after that encounter, you guys met a scout group of the Elven territories, and they led you out from the Goblin territory, well, the Goblin encampment, to the city of Selena, where you guys met your new friend, Zartha. Zartha, the dwarven cleric, saw this party of young whippersnappers and realized, oh, goodness gracious, they don't have a primary cleric to heal and take care of them. These poor babies. Let me be the grandma.
Yeah, he did take pity on us.
And she decided to join you guys. After experiencing some lovely fantasy racism, Revion had a tough time in this city. And you guys toured around and met some. Not only did you meet a new friend, Revion got to meet an old friend. After a lovely dinner at a French, air quotes, style restaurant, Revion heard a man just kind of using slang in a very particular way that all rogues know as the language of thieves' camp. Would you like to continue from here, Revion?
My memory of this part is a bit hazy. But because I remember him explaining why he was at that cave of spiders.
Yes, I can fill that in for you.
Yeah,
He
go ahead.
explained that he had to escape from into the Underdark again because of how wanted he was due to crimes that you guys committed together that he took the fall for. And so then he, eventually, once the heat died down after a while, I don't believe we said how long. I would estimate maybe 5 years. He came back up. After finding Revion, he said, "Hey, bud, you owe me one. I need you to do a thing for me. Come meet me at this well at midnight." And so Revion, after experiencing more fantasy racism, got to meet with his old mentor at this well in the center of the town of Selena. What ended up happening was, if Revion recalls, is that they exchanged information. I knew your mentor, a dark elf assassin.
This is the urge to say, what did you do?
Yes. What he did was he gave you guys information on a local cell of the Court of Debauchery to help you guys kind of fight them. And in exchange, well, not really in exchange, also demanded that Revion helped him steal an item called at the time he didn't tell you what it was called, but eventually became known to the party as the Disco Orb of Funk.
Yeah.
Probably one of my other favorite scenes in the series, by the way. I could not stop laughing.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I woke up Andrea laughing so hard. But from there, the party ventured down into this secret base that was hidden at the bottom of the well, fighting many dastardly abominations on the way. And at the very end of the dungeon, they found a woman about to be sacrificed on the altar of the court of debauchery. After saving this woman, it was revealed that this woman was none other than Nalea, Selin's thought-to-be-dead wife. So, let's talk about that for a moment. What do you recall about what happened with Nalea, Selin?
I don't remember a ton of what happened with that. I mostly remember when she started getting into combat and started firing off Eldritch Blasts.
Yep. For a long time, I did not reveal to the party that she was stat-wise, she was a tiefling infernal warlock, even though in life she was a high elf. And not a adventurer character at all. In life she was an accountant. What had happened was during their escape, Selin and her were both mortally wounded, and in order to ensure Selin's safety, Nalea offered her soul up to Asmodeus in order to save him, which he accepted, turning her into a succubi. That had no impact on the plot at all, and nothing bad happened.
Nope, nothing at all.
Epic foreshadowing, as they would say. From there, you guys left Selena and entered another town. This one was decrepit and corrupted by necrotic energy. The trees were losing their leaves. There were no animals around. Third Child couldn't even find food for you guys, so you had to sustain yourselves on trail rations. Let's have Cyrus go from here because he hasn't spoken that much.
What did happen here? Was this the town where we met the old man?
What old man? No, that was before.
Andor?
Yep. Oh, that was before.
This is the town where you guys meet the sisters.
The sisters?
Yeah, the Sisters of Ravenpoint.
Oh,
Yes,
those sisters.
The Order of Our Martyred Lady. You know, sisters who are totally not a ripoff of Sisters of Battle from Warhammer 40,000.
Okay.
I promise I'm a unique creative individual.
Was this this leading up to when we met Mr. fucking Periwinkle, what's his face?
No, not yet. This is you guys going into the tomb of the bloodied king and fighting the first of the Sanguinii.
Okay, I remember this then. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I do remember that this was the first time that something came back to bite me. It was in the middle of battle, I think.
Well, we'll get to the battle. So yeah. Tell the audience what happened.
Well, we met with the sisters, and we were asked to help them with this defiled place. There was some evil going on because something really bad they'd found was trying to get out, and nobody kind of got why. They just knew that there was some evil going on there from.
Okay, I got it, homie. I got you. Someone clearly didn't do their homework.
I did not.
Well. I got it from here. So the sisters had informed them that they were on the trail of a vampire that had been destroying multiple villages along the continent, including the home village of a certain Cricket.
Oh, that was
Um,
this vampire.
Yes, that was this vampire. Well, at least you think. So, trailing the Sanguinius to this old ancient human temple, they uncovered that the Sanguinius the vampire was trying to resurrect a entity known as the Bloodied King, which was
There it
the first human king in all of the material plane, who was also a powerful vampire. From there, the party descended into the temple, fought multiple. Well, here, I'll backtrack a little bit. Cyrus also met one of his mentors from the temple, a Sifu known as Sifu Shin. Do you remember Sifu Shin, Cyrus?
I remember him showing me that. Yeah.
Yep. Sifu Shin talked about Cyrus's ki, how to properly control it, and showed him how to do a Kamehameha wave, basically. From there, they had entered the temple, fighting several defiled sisters that had become ghouls.
I can't believe this was before Tasha's Cauldron came out.
Yes, this is before Tasha's Cauldron came out. You were still a Sun Soul monk.
Sun Soul monk instead of an
Yes.
Astral Self.
Yes.
I was also running a different subclass.
Roguish
well.
Archetype. Yeah, I believe you were a Mastermind rogue, if I recall correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
instead of the Psychic Blade.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And-
but when the Soul Knife came out, it was just too cool
It's good.
not to not to use.
I agree.
So.
It's a good archetype.
From there, the party descended deeper into the temple, where they found their favorite creature of all time.
Yeah.
Bodak.
Hold on, let me post it in the chat,
Oh, that was
because
that
we have a Bodak emote.
We have the emote still, made by our lovely bard Samwise here.
I can't find it.
How dare you?
I'm looking at the
Do
Squeezes
it, Larry.
emotes. The Bodak's not there.
Larry. Oh wait, he had to be RB.
I have it.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah, it says it's from this server.
It didn't work.
Oh, because it's True Larry. Oh, never mind. He's spelling it that way. It's because it's Trucrew Bodak.
So I remember what happened. We dealt with the Bodaks, and then after that, we had to go down to deal with the vampire because that thing in the crypt was trying to get out.
Yes, and there was it's still not working. Hold on, we're gonna get this working.
Weird. Larry, what did you do?
I clicked on the emotes under Squeezes, right next to Dragapult, and in between that and the troll face is Bodak. I just clicked on it.
Yeah, it's not there for me. Whatever.
I don't think it. Yeah, it's not for me either.
Huh.
Oh well. Yeah, so that little lovely creature, and because well, there you go. Mithrin didn't have it either. So for one last time, prepare yourselves.
No trouble.
I forgot about Bodak noises.
Yeah, so
Bodak
I have a gift
noises.
that is prepared. Well, just for such a situation, DJ. There you go.
There you go. Yep. From there, yes, you guys fought a vampire as well as two undead beholders.
Wait,
Which
you're missing
yes, go ahead.
one of the moments.
Go ahead, Cricket.
When the Bodak stared at me at Cricket and tried to scare her, and it didn't work.
Oh yes. What did you say again, Cricket?
I fear no Bodaks. I fear geese. Geese are different.
I remember
Something along
that.
those lines.
I also remember going down immediately because the Bodaks were stupid.
Yeah, it's because you were the first one to see it, and then you stared right at its face and you failed to save by more than 5. Although the fact that that happened to you allowed the party to fight them more efficiently. Say, for example,
Yeah, doesn't make me
Had
any
you
less
all-
annoyed at an enemy that can just do that.
that's true. Had like the whole party seen them, I think Zartha would have been fine and maybe Celine, but probably everyone else would have gone down. And with 2 people up, you guys would have died.
Mm-hmm.
From there, though, you guys had a very, very hard fight in the temple. And you were luckily given reinforcements by Sister Julia.
Funny.
What?
Celine did something funny later. Hold on, go ahead.
Yes, Sister Julia came and backed you guys up. But yes, during multiple of these fights, Celine's Sword of Chaos that he bought off of an eccentric goblin
Good
would
old Blasto.
activate, called Blasto, yes. Blasto Kabang, Goblin Artificer Extraordinaire. So Celine wanted a cheap magic item, and he said he would give him this for the cost of material components alone, but on a critical success, hiccups. On a critical hit, the sword would activate and use an effect from the Wild Magic Sorcerer table, which is how our lovely friend Celine started shrinking. Among multiple other things, including getting all his hair blown off, turning blue. Every time he talked, bubbles came out of his mouth.
Oh no, wait, he did that on his own.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Don't judge me.
But yes, after completing the quest to defeat Sanguinius, Cricket thought that her family had been avenged and had received a reward from the sisters as a bard. They gave her a magical lyre. It is called, let me pull it up, because it is a very good magic item. I think it's still probably the best magic item you guys have.
Probably.
It is a I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's CLI lyre.
I call it the Cly Lyre.
There you go, Cly lyre. Actually, if we're just kind of very quickly going through magic items, a lot of Revion stuff matches. The rarest magic item in the party's inventory is one that you guys don't even know about. It is Third Child's hunter's coat that she got.
There was a bit of a funny gag that we had, like, unintentionally did, though, where everyone was kind of, like, reasoning to themselves to give their magic items to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
making
Where-
Revi in the magic tank.
Because Celine got, like, it was like a ring of
No, they were bracers.
bracers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
bracers of archery.
Celine was given, I had put bracers of archery in a dungeon specifically to give them to Celine because Mr. Celine said he wanted to be an arcane archer.
Hmm.
And this is before he got his sword. And so what had happened was they're like, who's really good at range combat? Oh, yeah, Revion is. I was like, the fuck? All right.
I mean, the only instance it came up before with me using archery was like the very first episode, which was lost. But remember the last shot?
Actually,
during the fire.
that is in episode 2. That is a episode that is on there. I
Oh,
watched that
that's true.
recently.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Episode 1 is lost. It was just the moment I got mixed up with. But
Yeah. Episode 2.
So
He
it
had
made sense as to why he thought that.
Yeah, maybe. From there, they also gave him a ring of evasion that was meant for Zartha. And besides that, he
we
bought
all
all his other
know
magic
Zartha's not
items.
going to bother evading anything.
Well, the ring of evasion allows you to automatically succeed on a dex save, and considering she had a -2 dex, I thought, that's a good idea. But besides that, yes, a lot of buts. Speaking of a lot of butts, after, a little bit before that fight, but more so after that fight, someone very clearly started displaying her affection towards Revion. You want to talk about that a little bit, Revs?
I'm struggling to. So I'll go ahead and also say that I also didn't do any homework. I've only seen like I rewatched the finale and the 2 episode. Well, sorry, one of the 2 episodes from season 2 because I didn't finish episode 2 today. Shit. So initial like things like that.
More or less,
Remember-
she kept calling you. She kept calling you pet names and saying how much she admired you. She kept also talking about how, like, she felt like she could relate to you because you guys were both ostracized from normal society. And then as you guys got into more danger, she just kind of claimed you and was like, you know what? If I'm gonna die, I want to make sure that that my feelings are known.
Yeah.
That's the very long story short. But yes,
Well, if you want
there
the
was
long story, people would have to actually watch the episodes.
yes, and there's actually a lot of really good role playing between Revion and Third Child, I must say.
And
Like-
Revian yourself.
Yes, Revion and me, Third Child, everyone's favorite character. And by everyone, I mean everyone who matters, which is me.
Just remember, she was my idea.
You're biased, though.
I am biased.
No, not my
so-
idea, but she's here because of me.
She is in the party because of Cyrus.
Well,
From
I'm saying that he likes Third Child the most because of Princess Mononoke.
that is correct. From there, though, you guys finally well, actually, no. You guys started making your way towards the capital city and made your way through a Fey forest in order to save on time, passing through the Feywild. People who may or may not be named had decided to make stupid, awful, ignorant deals with the Fey. Cyrus, you want to talk about that?
Well, Cyrus had spent his entire life within a monastery and had no idea what the Fae were really capable of. So when he had seen one that wasn't immediately malevolent, he thought, "Hey, what a great way to get a power up if I just find a way to entertain this semi deity." So he,
Yeah, and something I will mention is that these Fae, in traditional D&D settings, Fae creatures, there's lots of them, like pixies and certain types of like red caps. There's lots of lesser
like
Fae,
dryads.
dryads and stuff like that. These creatures are known as Shay, which is a greater Fae, which more or less they are deities of the Fae. They are
Like
extreme archfey, exactly. They are extremely powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But go on, continue.
So the first thing he could think of would be to try and fight these things, and he did clarify non-lethally. At least I think
Yes.
he did.
He did.
So he said, if you guys just want to fight me, like once a month.
No,
Was it
not
once
you
a month or was-
guys. You.
Not you, Robin. Yeah.
Once a week.
Once a week. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
he
even
said,
worse.
You, the Archfey King, if you would like to fight once a week, I would be more than happy to. Just in exchange, I ask for some power. And the first thing he could think of was, well, what do I not have as monk? Magic. So he asked for magic power. And
Yep.
Robin snapped his fingers and gave it to him in the form of the Magic Initiate perk.
Yep. So he got a feat out of it, and it was totally worth it. Just as a quick aside, Robin is actually an NPC from a game that I was a player in that was ran by Rhiannon. I don't know
So,
if
yeah,
I
this
ever
was a
mentioned
nice-
that. Yeah, it was a nice callback to making awful deals with the Fae, which I
Mhm.
had also done in the past as a separate character. Anyhow, this is also the explanation for why, at this point, the party members had a lot of the party members, with the exception of Squeezes and Cricket and Zartha, had changed their subclass. Cyrus went from being a the Sun Soul monk to the way of the astral self. So he went from being like a DBZ firing key blast monk into becoming a, for lack of a better word, a stand user.
Yeah, essentially a JoJo reference.
Yeah. Revion went from being a Sherlock Holmesian style rogue into being a psychically amped, a psychically amped rogue who can, like, use telepathy and stab people with his mind. Third Child changed over from being a Beastmaster Ranger, which was a subclass that allowed her to have an animal companion, and she switched over to the more heavy damage focus of a Fey Wanderer, which is a subclass that kind of, at least in the lore, implies that she travels through the Feywild a lot. Spoilers. From there, let's see. The party had entered the capital city of Thotholeth. They had a really hard time getting through the front gate. Cricket, would you like to speak on that?
Okay. Okay, so
Mostly because she's more embarrassed about it than you, Revion.
Yeah.
so pretty much what happened was they didn't want to let Revion inside the city because he's a shifter.
Well, they
Cricket?
wanted proper documentation and leashes for all the beasts in the party, which to the elves was, the wolf sits standing next to you and the foxman. But to the party, that meant the wolf, the foxman, and Third Child.
And Cricket, in her infinite wisdom, decided the path of least resistance would be to play along at least until they got inside the city walls. Unfortunately, she completely failed to communicate this to the rest of the party, and put a collar on Revion without him giving any sort of permission. And he was very mad at her for that, and she felt terrible about it, and still does to this day.
Yeah. And, after fighting and getting in a big argument about it, luckily you were all saved by an old skin shifter grandma who said,
"Oh, my grandson Revion is here. Please come in. I have his papers. He's documented. Come, come."
I remember him commenting like, "This is the worst disguise you've ever used."
and to everyone else around, that like straight up looked like a actual skin shifter old lady. But as you turn the corner and get into an alley, the person pulls off a mask and, hey, look, it's Ainu the Drow.
Mm-hmm.
And he immediately called in the favor of getting you guys into the city by roping you all in with his scheme to rob the Disco Orb of Funk.
Yeah.
Yep.
From there, you guys plotted a plan to steal the Disco Orb and also simultaneously attempt to take out the aristocracy of Thotholeth, who predominantly was in the cult. Nalea was able to secure a list of papers that included all the major cult members, with the notable exception of two, as well as, almost die. And then the party went into Periwinkle Manor, a magical house that is in a separate dimension, to attempt to steal the Disco Orb of Funk. The plan went totally without a hitch at all, and no one almost died at all. Let's see. Who hasn't talked in a bit? Celine, why don't you explain what happened there?
I don't remember much about Periwinkle, to be honest, other than his voice.
Would you like me to do the voice?
Please.
Oh, hello.
Isn't that also the episode where Third Child and Revian bonded themselves through a ritual?
That was the episode after that, but this is the episode where the reason why you guys did the bonding happened. You want to talk about that, Revs?
I believe it had been like it was a like she knew the ritual and like the benefits that came with it, and
Oh, that ritual. Yes.
yeah,
I thought you meant the other one.
no,
So I can quickly go over this.
yeah,
So as a ranger, third child knows the spell called ceremony, which can provide a multitude of benefits, including a marriage ceremony, which provides +2 to AC for both participants for 7 days. From there, what she had done is she said, well, I was going to do this after, but since you're throwing yourself into danger, she performed the ritual, kissed you on the mouth, and gave you a ring that was handmade by woven and carved wood. Which, out of character, you might realize, how the fuck did she do that? The answer is ranger magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they exchanged rings, and that Revion was gifted a ring to give to her, and they got married, kind of just in front of everyone, with the exception of Cricket, Zartha, and Ainu, who was
it
not allowed
was
in the manor.
a bit put out from not having seen it. I think.
Yeah, Ainu
from
and
what I
Cricket were
remember.
both very upset that they did not get to see the wedding.
Yeah.
Well, the ceremony spell wedding.
Right.
That's low.
So the party had gotten in the Periwinkle Manor under the auspices of Zartha's previous mercantile business, with Zartha being the CEO and Cricket playing the role of her, I believe, what was it, Cricket, that you were basically her like apprentice or something?
Like a granddaughter or something. Like I was marrying into the family.
Yeah, basically like a future owner of the business, and oh, let's teach this little whippersnapper. She's going to come along. So while they were distracting Mr. Periwinkle, the party descended into the vault of Periwinkle Manor, where lots of magical traps went off, which alerted Periwinkle of their presence. A very large fight ensued with several large demons and Mr. Periwinkle himself, a potent spellcaster, nearly killing multiple members of the party, but very specifically, third child was hurled through the abyss and suffered incredible amounts of psychic damage.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough time.
After they were successfully able to defeat Periwinkle and kind of resuscitate the party, third child had very clear symptoms of PTSD, by visiting hell.
Yeah, very clear.
After resting at the hideout of Ainu, there was a moment where third child pulled her knife on Revion, not recognizing him for a moment, which was the motivation for Revion and third child, once she came to her senses, to make a deal with the Fae.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they also made a deal with the Fae in order to save third child's sanity. Revion, would you like to expand upon that a little bit?
Well, since he was still new to the whole romantic like thing like that, he didn't want her to keep suffering. And having been thrown to the abyss like that, he just felt helpless being able to really help her, because it was all mental, like the trauma that she went through. That he knew of anyway.
And something I will mention really quick, Revion, you went to your master for advice, and you asked how did he revealed that he had also been under the effect of the same spell. You asked, how did you deal with it? To which his response was, he laughed and said, I didn't.
Yeah.
Which I also imagine motivated you to fix it.
Yeah, because again, like, he felt helpless because he believed at that point he loved third child, and or at least it was getting close to that point. So
I mean, you guys were married. You loved her. It's okay.
All right, yeah. So, like, yeah, again, it was just a big feeling of helplessness that he couldn't really do anything about. So he the only solution that he could think of were the Fae. Or at least I think it might have been Third Child that brought it up. I'm not sure if he thought it up. But they ended up agreeing to go see the Lord and Lady of the Fae, in order to make a deal and have her, like, basically the trauma erased, so that it wouldn't keep haunting her. And
Yep.
so
Go
they
ahead.
did eventually just meet with the Lady of the Fae, because Robin was not there at the time.
Yep.
And yeah,
Well,
they
very
basically
specifically,
devoted.
very specifically, Third Child wanted to meet with the Lady of the Fae rather than the Lord because she had said that she thought that the Lord of the Fae was a little too much of a jokester and that this was very serious. And so she wanted to make a deal with the Lady of the Fae.
Yeah,
yes,
so the deal
continue.
came down to be them devoting their lives and afterlives to protecting the forests.
Of the world. All the
Yeah.
forests of the world.
Yeah, so when Revian dies, and eventually, hopefully it's not for like another decade or a few decades or so, multiple decades, his soul is going to be, stuck protecting the forests, because that was the agreement he had made, along with Third Child, because he believed it was worth it.
Hey, just kind of, stepping back in the real time, because like we said, this is like a conversation. You guys are telling Mogar what happened. As he says that, Larry, do the pop sound.
Pop sound?
The pop sound that I can't do with my finger in my mouth.
I'm trying to do it, but apparently the Discord's not wanting to pick it up.
All right. Well, hey, there it is.
Thank you.
So as he is explaining this part of the story to Mogar, they both disappear and then reappear maybe an hour later.
Yeah.
You guys had to go protect the forest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the first that's actually come up.
Yep. So anyhow, after that, them both being like, "Oh shoot." Well, she seems like calm about it, but Revion can react however he wants.
I mean, at the time, it was more of a player thing where I didn't account for, I didn't think it through, like the wording or anything. I just agreed, but
Yep.
I think.
See, Third Child knew what she was doing and very intentionally made the oath that way because of her dedication to nature in the first place.
Yeah, and like as a player, I know I should have thought it through, but in
Worth
character, I think he might have still gone with it.
Yeah, worth it.
Yeah. So yeah, it worked out. Really.
Yeah, it did work out. From there, we get to the finale. Considering this is the finale of season 1, which is all Celine's fault. Celine.
So we get inside of the cult of debauchery's headquarters.
Ooh, wait. Some preamble. You guys had contacted the wolves of Third Child's tribe to come help as like cavalry support, basically, as well as the Order of the Sacred Rose, which is a sister order based off of fighting demons of those Sisters of Battle ripoff, but they are Sisters of the Raven Queen. From there, also, you guys had spent some of the reward money that I knew had gifted you from getting his Disco Orb of Funk to hire him as an assassin to get rid of the majority of the upper echelons of the cult.
Yeah, and that made things a hell of a lot easier.
Significantly so. He also summoned 2 dragons to the city that would arrive in 2 days. So the party planned their strike under the cover of the dragon attack. Now go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, so we get in. It was fairly uneventful at the start because, yeah, a lot of the cult members have already been dealt with and, dragons. But eventually we got further in and was it 2 or 3 demons?
Oh, you mean the big Ooga Booga gorilla demons?
Yes.
That was actually the Boguras. That was actually before you fought a armored elven warrior.
Yeah.
All right.
Who revealed himself to be
Celin's.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Celin's parents are part of the cult the whole time. Something I neglected to mention is maybe like 2 episodes before, Celin's mother had ran into the party in the street while Celin was in disguise and was looking for him. Cyrus was able to determine that through insight that, oh yeah, she knew that Celin was in the city and was looking for him. Even though she tried to play it off like, oh, I heard an elf adventurer came through and it might be Celin, da-da-da-da-da. And so she was looking for Celin, which may or may not have been suspicious.
Yeah, and I was just sweating bullets the entire time, even though I was completely disguised.
Yep. But yes, so they fight this armored warrior who is Celin's father, Salun, because I am not creative with names. During this fight, Zartha is almost killed, but luckily multiple party healers helps with that. And Celin used the magic power of his sword to summon a unicorn.
That was when I summoned the unicorn, yeah.
To help turn the tide of the fight. From there, let's see. That was the last episode before the season finale. The season finale starts with them cleaning, Celun's brains off of Celin's face.
Oh yeah, classy.
Very classy. And as they're in the dead silence of this room, they hear the scribbling of a quill in a book from the other room. The party goes to investigate and discovers a cultist in a library writing furiously on paper, not even noticing them, when they just had a very loud, ruckus fight. This cultist obviously didn't care. Revion sneaks up behind this cultist and pulls his sword on her and says, "Who are you?" This cultist reveals themselves to be a wizard. She does not give her name, and she tells the party that she's only using the cult to find information. The party believes her, which, well, out of character, obviously, this is the player character, Ilia, but, we had the reason in character for them to believe her. And she joins them on their quest to finally get rid of the cult as it is, quote, impeding her research, end quote. Then the party arrives through a portal, and this is where the Bulgora fight happens. Go ahead again, Celin.
I don't remember the exact details of the fight, but I do remember after the fight, that was when we found the large coffin being held with the chains, correct?
No, actually. So that was during the fight with the vampire. We actually, thank you for reminding me. We forgot to mention it. So during that fight with the vampire, there was a coffin that was rattling and shaking, and a monster was trying to escape. What happened was that through the combined efforts of Zartha, Sister Julia of the Order of Our Martyred Lady, and I believe Cricket helped as well, and so did Cyrus, to try to seal this coffin again. It was hardly working. Celine decided to make a deal. What kind of deal did you make, Celine?
So I may or may not have offered my soul to Asmodeus.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, that was a few episodes before the season finale. We had to backtrack because that's important. But as they went through this portal, they saw a woman in red and gold robes wearing a porcelain succubi mask presiding over a ritual that was summoning a portal to the abyss, as well as two giant orange monkey demons called Boguras. And every time I say it, I want to say Bakura, but that is not what it is.
At the time you were watching Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes, at the time I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And so for whatever reason, it was stuck in my head.
Yep.
I will post what they look like to the chat just for reference for our listener.
Cool.
Well, they're not. It's very kind of a bit like a Rajang from Monster Hunter.
Yeah, minus the Super Saiyan.
Well, that's specifically I think it's the Furious version of that monster. The regular Rajang doesn't go Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Real quick sidebar. I had to hunt so many Furious Rajangs for my fucking Monster Hunter character. I hate fighting them.
Yeah, they're tough.
Mm-hmm. Especially solo, because they're so fast. Anyhow, so this fight proceeds, and the party gets kind of fucked up, as usual. As per usual, they ultimately succeed, but at the last possible second to stop the portal from summoning, I believe his name was Udaroth, son of Malkathet, Nalea threw herself into the portal. Do you want to continue from here, Celine?
Yeah.
Something else happened too.
I mean, when she threw herself into the portal to stop it from opening, she ended up killing herself. Yeah, I don't remember what you're talking about, Jeff.
Because Cyrus also got sent down.
Yeah, Cyrus got flung through hell too.
Okay.
This fight.
And he failed the save as well.
Yeah.
Yep, and he also had PTSD, except his was more. His was less noticeable, but mostly because Jeff didn't roleplay it well.
Yeah, I wasn't doing a whole lot. I was trying to let Larry fucking take the story because there's a lot happening, as you can understand.
Yes, of course. Reasonable. So, continue, Mr. Celine.
I was actually going to let Jeff go.
Oh no, go ahead.
Please.
Considering it's your best friend and dealmaker who comes out of the portal after your wife dies again.
Yeah. So Asmodeus came out instead. Yeah. Don't think that was part of my deal. It was something to do with Nalea's.
Yes, that was the nature of Nalea's deal. Was normally when you make a deal with a devil, it's like my eternal soul for forever. But she was smart enough to allow herself eternal peace in the deal, but she had to help him manifest on the material plane. And so, Mr. Asmodeus, a snooty devil as is, makes a kind of a snide comment about Nalea, which pisses off Celine. He tries to hit him, but because someone owns Celine's soul, he can't.
Yep, so he just strolled right on out like a G.
Yep, the party attempted to stop him with the help of the sisters, but were unable to stop him as he literally stopped time. He didn't necessarily need to do that to get away, but he was showing off.
Yeah.
At that moment,
the 9th level spell goes off.
Yeah. At that moment, you all heard a loud ruckus cacoom, as a dragon landed on top of a building, mounted by a very familiar drow who was very clearly driven insane by the power of the Disco Orb of Funk, which I will reveal now is a very potent magical artifact called the Orb of Dragonkind, which is a orb that is imbued with the essence of and soul of a dragon. It allows the user to control dragons, but if you fail the save, the dragon controls you. And so, due to his already fractured mental state and fighting this dominant dragon's will, kind of made him more crazy. He introduced you guys to his new friend, the dragon, disappeared, and another fight broke out, in which Cricket got to experience death for the first time due to a black fire coating her whole body.
Yeah.
You want to speak on that, Cricket?
Cricket had to step away.
Would you like to speak on that, Cyrus?
I don't remember what happened.
Well,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch. With the combined might of all the party, including the new members, as well as a timely arrival by Third Child and her wolf pack, the party was able to succeed in defeating the dragon. Hold on, posting a GIF again, because she had new equipment when she showed up, including magical bracers and a cape kind of cowl ensemble with a mask. That's the hunter's cloak that I had mentioned previously. From there, let us see. Cricket experienced the afterlife for a short time, where she got to feel peace and home for the first time in many years, and was reunited with her family as they urged her to go back and save the world and save her friends, as she was resurrected through the power of Zartha's magic. Luckily, there were no further casualties in the fight, despite Cyrus's deal happening for the first time, where he got transported to the Feywild, beaten to a bloody pulp, and then sent back. From there, the party was successful in defeating the Court of Debauchery and escaping the fury of Malkathet. There were celebrations, weddings, reconstruction, the creation of a new government, as well as healing in regards to Cyrus, where he had returned to the Feywild in an attempt to make another deal with Robin Goodfellow, the greater Archfey, in order to cure himself of insanity. Cricket attempted to offer giving up her musical talent. Cyrus offered to give up his soul, and many, many other things. Ultimately, Robin was not amused and actually quite annoyed that they kept coming to him. And through a very lengthy conversation, Robin taught Cyrus a very valuable lesson. What was that lesson, Cyrus?
It was a lengthy conversation, but there wasn't a whole lot said.
Yeah.
I do remember that. He wanted Cyrus to come to the realization that he had a bad idea and that he should stop making deals, especially with the Fae.
He actually said specifically with anything, anything that could be perceived as a magic daddy, is what he said.
And a magic daddy, yes. And I think that hit home. And he wanted Cyrus to he wanted Cyrus to learn how to be specific with his words.
Yes.
And that was painful because he didn't until it was spelled out for him.
Yep.
But then,
and do you remember the magic words you had to say to break your deal with him at no cost?
To stop bringing me here.
No.
What was it?
That wasn't it.
No, I don't remember. Why the
Go
fuck
ahead,
are you asking
Cricket.
me now if I remember? The last 5 times you asked me if I remembered something, did I?
No,
This
because
is
you didn't do
your
your homework, you piece of shit.
Jesus, the thing was that you had to say you would stop making dumb deals.
Was it?
No, it was, please, can you stop taking me away once a week, please, with cherries on, or pretty please with cherries on top.
Okay.
Wait, how the fuck is anyone supposed to remember that?
There's an episode on YouTube.
There's an
There's an
episode on YouTube. And I specifically
have
said
internet
that
until
everyone should watch the episodes on YouTube. You have cellular service.
We don't have an excuse. That's why I haven't been making excuses.
Anyhow, the party was successful, and they spent about a month and a half reconstructing the city. They used the massive amount of gold they had generated through Ainu's job that they had him do, or they did for him, I mean. They were able to purchase and crew an airship, which is where we're almost caught up, finally. The party then, an hour and a half later, the party was able to follow a lead that Ilia came up with in order to pursue Asmodeus and getting rid of him for good, to go to Lazulia, which is where one of the most prominent libraries of the world is. After arriving in Lazulia, they came to the realization that in Ilia's past, she had also fought a dragonborn vampire named Sanguinius, but he was not a red dragonborn like the one the party had fought previously. He was a blue dragonborn. After coming to the conclusion that there may or may not be more than one Sanguinii, the party was attacked by cultists of a not necessarily a darker nature than demons, but cultists of undeath rather than demonic entities. Attacked by undead beholders, several ghouls, and mages. The party almost made it out unscathed, with the exception of Cricket. Cricket, you want to talk about what happened?
I didn't listen when Cyrus told me to stay out of the way, and I was hit with a beholder ray.
A beholder disintegration ray, which
Yeah.
turned her and all of her non-magical equipment into dust.
And I died.
And you died. Which is where we finally start off now. The party had traveled to the the Cathedral of the Raven, which is the prime church of the Raven Queen, which, you know, her church is from the city of Lazulia. And they met with an angel. This angel offered to resurrect Cricket at a reduced financial cost, but it would come at the cost of Cricket swearing herself to the Raven Queen. And Cricket agreed. Well, she agreed when she spoke with the Raven Queen, but Cricket was resurrected. Given a robe of the Order of the Raven Queen, her hair shocked from multiple resurrections, turning from her reddish, beautiful curls into white. And we will start there.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Cricket,
Mm-mm.
you're alive. And naked.
I would probably have a more shocked and, explosive reaction were it not for the fact that I am exhausted.
Yeah.
I feel like my entire body has been put against the cheese grater.
If I may, what had happened is the effects of the resurrection spell are stated as thus. Cricket, for the next 4 days, has a -1 to all of her saving throws. I'm sorry, I said -1. I meant -4 to all of her saving throws, attack rolls, etc. Any D20 roll, -4 for the next 4 days. But every day, it will decrease by 1. So yes, Cricket is alive, naked, and she looks like she has been through some shit. Cyrus, you said you were going to do something?
Yeah, he's giving her his gi.
Well, the angel has offered a robe for her to put on, as you see.
Oh,
Uh,
D. I'm sorry. I heard something completely different.
What did you hear
What?
out of curiosity?
D.
Oh,
No.
Which was yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, that was why I was like, that's some odd timing. But
Holy shit, you're
No.
alive. Let's go.
but yes,
Uh,
the party will notice that she has shock white hair like those sisters do now.
and a massive scar across my chest, thanks to where I got hit with the disintegration ray.
Yep. It kind of like radiates out like a burn.
The first thing I'm gonna do is, somewhat with a big bit of dexterity, I'm going to put on the gi, and then I'm going to put on the robe of the Raven Queen over it.
Isn't a gi like a jacket though? So wouldn't it make sense to put on the robe first and then like?
The
It doesn't
robe
matter.
is on the outside.
Okay. Also, real quick, the first part of this GIF reminds me of what Cricket would be like if she was, a paladin of the Raven Queen. Not the butt shaking part, but the first part.
I
the
I don't
second
know.
part's
I
the
think
Yeah, I think Cricket would be shaking her butt.
Oh yeah.
You're right.
I'm very bouncy. It feels fun
Yeah.
living in a bouncy castle.
But anyhow, she will also give you a holy symbol of the Raven Queen, which is a amulet that is literally a silvered chain with a cast silver raven's head, and in its eyes are amethyst.
Beautiful.
Uh-huh. You notice that all your equipment is gone,
Ah,
and Zartha will come over, hand you your lyre, hand you your armor, and what else? And hand you the bag of holding.
Yeah, that one's kind of important.
oh good.
Yeah.
All of our money was in there.
You get, for lack of a better word, glomped by a very upset wolf girl.
Oh, their child.
Be careful, she can barely support her own body weight.
She picks her up she picks her up. I'll support her weight, it's fine. You, stop dying. Stop it. No more death.
Okay.
My heart can't handle this.
I'm sorry.
And she's
Okay.
like openly weeping, and she's like rubbing her face on your face.
It's okay. It won't happen again. Okay, at least not anytime soon. I'll make sure.
And she'll put you down.
Well, I'll make sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
Revian says.
Banned from dying.
Okay. You know what? Zartha can have my share.
Zarfa will just give a thumbs up. Because I will not speak for Rhiannon, but I think she would approve. So just a silent thumbs up. By the way, the angel, after handing you the robe, is gone.
Oh. Well, luckily, I think I said what needed to be said to my lady now.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Did we win?
Oh yeah, we won.
Oh, good. Sorry,
Well,
not much.
considering...
Please.
Yeah, don't ever say that. Considering that, well, we all almost died and one of us actually did, we should probably rest on the ship or something.
That sounds like a damn good idea.
That
Mhm.
sounds really nice, yes.
And, perhaps we should, also look at ways of getting rid of another cult.
I
And
swear
more
I didn't do this.
things.
I didn't do it
Just-
this time.
Well, this cult's not about sex, it seems. They seem to be more about, like, skulls and bones.
I have to say, from previous experience, as sucky as your cult was, Celine, at least it seems more exciting than this one.
I mean, there were some good times.
I
Some
bet.
really good times.
And there were some really bad ones that I had to magically forget too.
Laughter to hide real pain. Come on, let's get to the ship. I'm hungry.
All right. Ooh, you know what? I haven't fished over here. There's a port. You want to go fishing?
That sounds really fun, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So presumably the party walks away, heads out. Who is leading the group?
Who's the least hurt of us?
Is
I don't
Cyrus
remember.
leading the group?
I believe Cyrus is the least hurt. Revion is decently hurt. Yeah. Everyone is decently hurt.
Yeah, from what I remember being told was that disintegration ray was meant for me.
No, so
No?
you got hit with the
How did-
disintegration ray and barely failed your save, and it would have killed you, but because I am a kind and benevolent god, I GM ruled that you were allowed to use your feature to take half damage on effects to include spells. After looking it up after the session ended, I realized that it only works for physical attacks. So you would have died, but I was like, oh shit.
And that would have been on the session that I skipped because we kept running them so late at night, and I had a job where I had to wake up early in the morning.
Yes.
So I went to bed early because I just, yeah.
You couldn't handle. No, I get
We
it.
don't like certain characters who don't care.
But because I had GM'd ruled it, I will declare it now that you can officially use that 4 spell effects for forever. Because
Which feat was this?
it was the reduce damage by half on a hit.
Uncanny Dodge?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's Uncanny Dodge.
Yeah. But yes, everyone is extremely hurt. I think either Cyrus or Celine is the least hurt, and maybe third child, because Zartha went down, Cricket went down, Revion almost went down, Celine did not. Yeah. But yes, the party in general is pretty hurt.
I guess I'll be leading the party then.
Yep. Third child will hold up the rear. Ilea will say that now that she's been attacked in the city, she's kind of worried, and she will stay in the middle, as a squishy wizard does.
Cyrus, carry me. My legs don't work.
No words, just carry.
Ilea will say, I can cast fly, and for like 10 minutes you can fly.
Yeah, but I want him to carry me.
I got it.
And she'll look at both of you, and you'll see she looks at Cyrus and then like scratches her head, kind of confused, and just kind of goes back to like, looking around. Revion, where are you going to be?
Yep. I can't think of anything. Like, we're looking for a new cult. Sorry, I'm not.
It's
completely caught up.
been almost 2 years. So third child said, hey, it might be a good idea to look into getting rid of this cult, but also you guys have to deal with Asmodeus. You guys are in the city specifically for Ilea to visit the library so she can do some additional research on Asmodeus for you guys, because she pulls out a card and says, I'm a Platinum Rewards member.
At this library.
Would there be someone from that I would know from my roguish circles, or that I not from like specifically like that, but that I'd be able to contact that with a similar background in the city, that is knowledgeable with beings like Asmodeus?
You know how to get to the thieves' kind of like hidden area here because Ainu took you there once. But you remember a lot of people fucking did not like him here.
Well, he's not here, so hopefully won't be my issue.
Are you gonna split?
I think since third child is gonna be fishing with Cricket, I'm gonna explain to her like I'm gonna see if I could find some more info about like maybe finding a way to, kill Asmodeus or at least weaken him to, a bit more of a reasonable level. Since dude fucking stopped time and we couldn't do anything.
Fair. Considering what just happened, shouldn't we all stick together? Maybe we can all go together. You guys see, whoever's at the back, I guess I would assume Cricket and Cyrus. You guys like see that third child and Revion stop, and they're like talking in like on the sidewalk.
Right.
Okay.
That's fair.
Does the party stop or can keep
Yeah.
going?
Okay. He's gonna stop and wait. That's his best friend.
I mean, I'm gonna be really worried because, I mean, we're all still hurt. Them, less than the rest of us, but people still need to recover.
Yeah. So, hey, Celine, you're leading the party, and you hear like soft talking, and then you stop hearing the footsteps of your friends behind you. Do you keep walking?
No, I'm gonna stop.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So yes, you turn around, and everyone's kind of chit chatting. Ah, shit.
Yeah,
Ignore that.
Revian will actually concede, and right now, rest would probably be a good thing to do. And but once they get back to the city, and then once they are rested up and stuff like that, he's probably gonna want to do that and try to.
Also, when we get back to the ship, I need to show you something.
Okay.
Yeah. So eventually, the party arrives back on the ship, and you hear a, "Oh well. Hasn't it been like 2 years and 8 months since you guys were last here? Wait a second. No, that's not that much. How much is from when the sun goes up to when it's like in the middle of the sky?
It's
5 hours.
Ah, yeah, that many.
You okay there, bud?
Mogar,
Yeah.
no.
Oh! You guys look all hurt.
Magic Fate.
You want some magical hugs and healing?
That would be appreciated.
Okay.
I would deal without the hugs, though.
Well, you see, my spell casting only works when I give hugs.
Could a handshake work?
Mm,
I got.
Hug,
There's
Revian.
boundaries I only let people cross if I know them.
a certain woman clinging to his arm and sticking her tongue out at the big orc.
They know each other well. It's true.
Very well.
Okay, little ones, hold on. I was mostly just kidding about having to do it. I thought it was funny. Okay, he is going to spit in his hands, rub his hands together, spread open his arms, and cast, let's see, where is it? Mass Healing Word. /R 5d4 plus 14. Everyone heals 26 hit points.
Yay.
Presumably, I mean, on the D&D sheets, it says everyone's at max. We'll just say that, like, whatever your hit point total was at the time, you're now healed for max.
Cool.
Okay. Works for me.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He goes back to playing cards with some of the other orcs. Hey, didn't your hair change, Cricket?
Nope.
I think it works for me. What do you think?
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of them sisters, with the muscles and the scars. Very cool.
They are.
Oh, Cricket has
Mhm.
white hair now too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
Anyhow, Revion, you were going to say something?
I was gonna actually have. He was gonna turn the third child, and you wanted to show me something?
She pulls you into your guys' bedroom. Okay. Look, I noticed this morning, and I didn't want to freak everyone out. But look, and she will pull her hair apart slightly, and you'll notice where her ears used to be, which are covered by her hair now, are not there. And then she motions to the top of her hair, where it's very, she has thick, very wild hair, and she'll part them a little bit more, and you see these two little wolf ears poking out the top.
Oh,
Gotta be honest with you, kind of hot.
Well, you might like this then, and then she'll put her hand behind her back, and you see her put her hand down her skirt, and she'll pull out a tail.
Went from a 10 to an 11.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like the look as well, but
Yeah, Revian is basically it's curious amusement, but he's grinning the entire time as he's as she's showing him all this, I'm still this is still new and cool, and don't know exactly what's going on, but I also know that I like this, so I'm just gonna roll with it.
well, dear, I'm okay. So once again, I like it. I think I finally feel or look the way I feel, I should say. But how Cyrus was telling us the other day about don't make deals with the Fae, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
this
think
might
it
be a
has to
side
do with that?
effect. Maybe. Granted, if this is as far as it goes, sure, not a big deal. But just wanted you to be aware.
All right.
I'm gonna at least.
Wait, how's your vision? Your
I mean,
Like-
when you look at her eyes, if you recall, after the meeting had happened in the court of the Fae, her eyes went from being human green to literally wolf's eyes, and she has sharp canine teeth now.
okay.
Yeah, so she's slowly been changing over the past 2 months.
I'm just wondering.
My only concern is how far this goes. As of right now, I like it, but we'll see.
All right.
Should I let everyone else know? Or not worry about it?
I mean, you could let them know. I don't think it would be that big a deal, though.
I don't think so either. We'll see. Hold on, and she'll fix her hair a little bit so the ears poke out more. So she very clearly has wolf ears now, rather than her hair being you might have, I would say only Revion would have noticed this, that she was wearing her hair differently that morning, and then she'd basically just put it back to normal. Okay, so they come back. Hey, you notice that third child has wolf ears and a tail.
Whoa.
look, change sisters! Look, change sisters!
Are you okay?
Yeah, you remember how you were telling us about deals with the Fae, bad idea, yada, yada, yada?
Uh-huh.
I think this might be a side effect, but to be honest, if this is as far as side effects go, I kind of like it.
Wait,
And
out
so,
of character. Did third child and Revian ever tell the party that deal they made?
I'm pretty sure we were there.
Well, it was where
Okay,
Cyrus
so
got the idea
Cyrus-
for this.
Yeah, we found out
Cyrus,
about it.
yeah, Cyrus and Cricket were awake when you guys left.
Okay.
It was either that or it was Selene and Nalea, but I think it was Cyrus and Cricket who were up and awake when you guys left to go do your meeting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because that's where they got the idea to sneak out to go fix Cyrus.
Okay, because it's been so long, and also I just didn't know if we legit might have been like, not like we just forgot to tell the party. Oh yeah, we made a deal with the Fae too.
Yeah.
No. Actually, no. That's I remember now because in the finale, Revian actually told Cricket about like his deal with the Fae and what it included. So he was trying to.
Oh
like,
yeah, he warned her.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. All right, we're good.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, she'll like kind of like motion to the tail and kind of like, like I said, I like it, but just so everyone's aware, if I start changing more, that's why. Don't freak out.
Cute.
Cyrus is gonna like shrug and tell her, "Hey, I mean, they like you more than they like me, so this is probably a good thing."
She'll pat you on the shoulder. Yes, when we got teleported a few days ago, they told us about how you're an idiot and how you have a very thick skull. But that's why we love you, bud.
Ah, well, I love me too, and you guys.
You try to give someone a compliment.
It's okay. We'll throw his skull at the next enemy. We'll see.
Yeah, but then that'll upset Cricket.
I said, and you guys. I also love you.
Cyrus, please stop talking and take me to bed. I'm tired.
Okay, sorry guys, I have something I need to do.
Enjoy.
Don't forget to put the sheep thingy on the thingy. Third child will blurt out. I'm sorry, you broke up. What was that?
Cricket said she's way too tired for that.
Oh, because of the resurrection. Right. And she'll like kind of like blush a little bit, like, oh, so dumb.
I use the same joke, love.
Okay, cool. So the party takes a full rest. After like a couple hours, Cricket, you kind of feel okay enough to be awake because you weren't, sleeping that long. You're just tired. You will go over, you're on the deck. It's actually kind of like evening, like the sun is starting to set. And you will see third child on the deck of the ship. Basically, most of the crew's gone in for the night. She's like standing on the edge. I'm fucking bad with boat terminology. Basically, imagine the right side of the boat because the left side's on the port. Yeah. So the left side of the boat hanging over into the ocean, right? And she's literally.
I think the other one's called starboard, right?
I have no fucking idea. Too bad fucking Zartha's not here. She is like standing there with her spear out, and she has a rope tied to the end of her spear. And she's kind of just very quietly sitting there. And maybe if you stand there for like 5 minutes, she'll throw the spear and pull up a fish.
I'm gonna find a place to like be and watch a fish for a while. This is just cool.
Oh, hey, how'd you sleep?
Oh, good. Thank you. I think I remembered promising to go fishing with you. So
Yeah. Here, so she'll hand you the spear. You want to learn how?
Sure. Just make sure that rope's tied tight.
The rope's tight. Don't worry. Okay, I'll hold you. She'll pick you up and put you on the ledge as well. And she'll like get off the ledge and be behind you. And so she's like holding you on your like, kind of like how a parent picks up their little kid by like under the shoulders. And she's like, she puts you on the ledge and she's like, don't worry, I got you. Okay. So what you do is you wait till you see the glint of the moonlight reflect off some scales in the water and you chuck the spear. Okay? And she's like guiding your hand and eventually she'll be like, now, roll me a survival check with advantage -4.
Okay. Let's see.
Actually, you completed a long rest, -3. So let me look. Survival for you is +4, so only +1, but with advantage.
Cool. Ooh,
Uh,
23.
Wow.
Verify.
Oh yeah.
oh,
So 23.
you.
I'm gonna
I
post
see.
that
It's in
later.
the. It's in the D&D Beyond blog. I see it right here. Perfect. So 24. Oh, I see. It says +4. So 20 + 1, 21. So you solidly spear a fish, and she like helps you pull it up because it's heavy, especially in your weakened state. Hey, good job. Okay,
I
you
got
wanna?
something.
Yeah. All right. You wanna? Well, here. Here, take my dagger, and you gotta stab it like in the skull because it's alive still.
Oh, okay. Right. I am
And
going
you,
to take it and then
yeah, you're gonna
I'm
give
don't
mercy to the fish.
know because I want to. Well, is it weird to give my vaguely aqua themed boyfriend a fish? Do you eat fish?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm planning on giving it to him, so I'm going to slaughter the fish.
Okay.
Okay, so you kill it.
Yeah.
Is Cricket trained at all in cooking?
Yes, actually, as a stout halfling, she has advantage in all cooking checks.
Cool. So third child goes to start to like, oh hey, so you want me to teach you how to like break it apart, and then you are already doing it.
Mm-hmm. You got the fish.
Oh, where'd you learn how to do this?
Oh, my family back home. One of the things we had, aside from growing grains and stuff, was we had a little creek. So my job often was to break up the fish and cook it up.
Oh, okay. Uh, when you're done, can I have the bones?
Of course.
Cool. Yeah, and she'll do the same with her fish. You give her the bones. So Captain Zartha told me that there's a galley. That's the word, where they have like the metal thing where you cook stuff.
Oh, it has a stove down there, like a stovetop.
Yeah. So you want to go cook it over there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll teach you
Hold
how
on,
to
real
do
quick.
this.
You got it. Let me salt mine real quick. I'm gonna use it for rations later, and she'll like salt it and take care of that. And she follows you into the kitchen, and you proceed to cook a lovely stew. And you do eventually hear lots of orcs being like, "That smells good." Mm.
Well, time to satiate the masses in a way that's actually unusual for me.
Yeah.
Here, use my fish too. We're not gonna have enough.
Ah, thank you.
But
Definitely
you
gonna
see
keep
her
that.
while you're cooking. She's watching you, but she's very clearly like doing something with the bones in her hands.
Well, I imagine I'll have plenty of more chances to teach her my famous sea stew recipe. So, I'm just
No,
gonna
like
worry about.
that's the thing. She's paying attention, but she's like doing something with with the bones in her hands while she's watching you.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. The party can all be around for this lovely dinner made by Cricket. It is a hearty fish stew.
Finish.
Food.
Yep. Zartha seems extremely pleased by it. Once again, being a little quiet, but
A little more quiet. Here, she's a little hoarse after the battle.
Yeah, exactly. Too much healing words.
I am going to make a point of serving a bowl and taking it to Cyrus where he's sitting. Just look, I caught one of the fish in this for you.
You did this?
Yeah, their child helped me.
Thumbs up with a mouthful of stew.
Why is it every time bad things happen to you, you get cooler?
I guess it's just evolution in a way.
Okay.
I promise this will be the last one.
You hear burn from as she's eating. Getting very clear, stern, motherly looks from Zartha.
Very clear.
Yeah. Something you'll notice is when she like gets admonished by Zartha, her ears will the wolf ears will kind of droop a little bit, like, oh, sorry.
I love how much easier it is to read Third Child now. Like initially she was kind of like expressive, but it was very difficult for me to understand. But now it's just like, yes, I can tell
You
now.
can see it.
Mm-hmm. But then she'll go back to eating stew. Wag, 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 wag.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
Cute.
No slurping because Zartha's watching her.
Oh yeah.
Had she had a choice, yes, but no, Zartha's watching. Yes, but after the meal and people are settling down, Third Child will come up to you, Cricket. Here, I made this for you, and she will present to you a kind of like here. What's the word? Like a kind of like a hair comb that you like put in your hair and you leave it there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like made out of the fish rib cage and stuff. So it looks kind of gnarly, but like she's carved designs on it, so it's still pretty. And then so she basically carved up this fish kind of rib cage thing to make a hair comb for you.
It's beautiful, Third Child. I am going to immediately put it in my hair and use it to hold my massive, frilly storm cloud of hair up.
Yep. And then she will also druidcraft a flower to put in the comb.
I feel so pretty now.
There you go.
Feeling a little bit self-conscious over the brand new massive scar, but I feel pretty.
Scars are hot.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Cyrus! Wait, I'm the one who's supposed to embarrass you!
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I don't got too many. But those sisters. Wow.
Mm-hmm. I was actually talking to some of them about like how they passed before they were brought back.
Geese.
One of them was killed by geese. That is a terrible way to go. Geese.
I was there.
Like, do you know how scary it is to be chased down by a waterfowl the size of you? I hate it. It's terrifying. They make the worst noises.
I don't know. Geese kind of taste good.
Well, I'm sure they do, but I still can't get past the fact that they have teeth.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like beaks. Beaks are weird.
Beaks are weird.
From there, once again, the party rests up for the night. There's loud orc snoring all over the place. Does anyone want to do anything?
No, but I will be right back.
You got it. Cyrus.
Well, the airship's powered by elementals, right?
Yep.
He wants to go look at those because he knows he's a Genasi.
Yep. So you'll see Ilia actually in the engine room, like talking to them, and you hear that she has like these little cute pet names for them. Something about a K-Koa and a cookie.
Cute.
Just for the audience, those are the name of our cat and dog in real life, and so yeah, she did that. But you see that she's like feeding the water elemental, like giving it extra water so its like mass will increase a little bit, and she keeps giving like pieces of wood and charcoal and things to the fire elemental, and they both very clearly like her, and she'll like pet them and stuff like that. But then once they realize that the other one's getting attention, they start fighting again, and then you notice that the engine starts like kind of powering up again. And she'll turn around and hey Cyrus, what's up?
I wanted to see how the engine worked.
Oh, well, you see, it's a steam engine, right? So hey, you're from Ganas, you probably know about this. So what they do is they generate steam, and it pushes pistons and levers and things that causes stuff to move. That's how this whole ship works. But it's kind of difficult to find fuel sources to create said steam. So what the Majocracy decided to do is that if you get a water elemental and a fire elemental, and you contain their essence down to a much smaller size than they normally would be, and you put them in this arcane engine that allows them to, replenish their energy and exist and things like that, as long as you keep them equally fed, they'll continually clash, fight, and stuff like that, and create energy. Mm-hmm. Although they do get tired sometimes, so, we do have to make sure we rest the engines.
Are they any smart?
No, they're kind of weaker elementals.
Oh.
But they're real cute, aren't they? And she'll like scratch their chins.
So what do they look like in shape? Are they like quadrupedal?
So the water elemental is literally like this is another fucking anime reference. God damn, I'm a weeb.
What?
Yeah, I know.
No.
Do you ever see that time I got reincarnated as a slime?
Yeah.
There he is. The water elemental looks like that. It is a pure blue water droplet, and it has like a little face on it. And the fire elemental looks like Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle.
So their magic power is all inherent, isn't it?
Elementals are interesting. They have a connection to their elemental plane. They're from there, and they are physical embodiments of said elements. Well, like yourself, right? You're at least half air Ganassi, and so one of your ancestors many generations ago was a air elemental who came to the material plane. They are physical embodiments of those elements. And because those elements exist in our world, they have personification in the elemental planes.
Cyrus is going to kind of scratch his head. He's going to say, "You said half Ganassi. That's not exactly how that works, actually."
Yeah.
Can I roll? Let me roll. What was it? Shit. Would it be history or would it be like Arcana?
Okay, so what are you trying to figure out?
Figure out that Cyrus, because he's a Ganassi. It's not like a half thing. It's just his parent was a Vidalcan.
You can just know that. You can know that
it overrides the Vidalcan, right?
Yeah. So you know that your mother was a Vidalcan and your father was a Air Ganassi.
Okay.
Yeah. You know that as a fact. You don't have to roll anything, but you don't know their names. You never met them, and you know that they're dead.
Okay. Well, Cyrus was just going to say that a Ganassi is kind of just a Ganassi. Like, you can't really weaken that. Like, pretty much everything else about him doesn't matter. It's the Ganassi part.
Well, and she'll kind of look at you and, well, actually, I've done a lot of research on this. So the way that parentage works between different races is that one race tends to be more dominant than the other. So say, for example, your parents, in this case of your birth, the Air Ganassi was more dominant. But if you have any brothers or sisters, the Vidalcan might be more dominant.
Interesting.
Yep. For example, if the third child and Revion were to have a kid, my money is that they would come out human looking, but considering how she's been changing lately, perhaps not.
Well, Cyrus was only in here because he was hoping to figure out how it is he can get these powers of his to grow. But
You're talking. Hey, real quick, know who you're talking to right now is a fucking wizard who might know the answers because she is a wizard.
Is Cyrus smart enough to know that?
You've seen her cast magic. You've seen. Okay, so Cyrus, you're not a smart man
Yeah.
anymore, but you've seen lots of people cast magic. You've seen Third Child cast magic too. So I'll go over all the differences between everyone in the party who casts magic. So Zartha chants a prayer, typically in Dwarven. Do you know Dwarven?
No.
Okay, well, she chants in what you assume is Dwarven, and then magical effects happen. Typically with like golden energy, radiant light, healing, stuff like that, right? Third Child, when she casts magic, you'll see her put a bunch of herbs together, or do something kind of similar to Zartha, but she like uses like plant material to like use magical effects. Like her magical healing is she makes a poultice and then uses magic to make it better and then puts it on you. Cricket, on the other hand, uses magic through song and dance. Ilia has a magical book, and you know that in combat she will open the book, recite a arcane word, wave her hands in a particular manner, and a spell will happen. That magic is probably the most, because you grew up in Ganas, so that magic is probably the magic you're most familiar with is wizardry. And so you know that there are different types of spellcasters that do different types of things based on how their magic works, but you don't know how it works.
Okay. Well, the
Because
problem
remember, you're dumb, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're not retarded.
Yeah. No, the problem is I'm trying to figure out how to roleplay him not knowing how to approach it. But the problem is I don't know how a lot of the mechanics work for this. Like you just explained that to me, but I don't know. I don't know how to roleplay him wanting to find out more. That's why I'm stuck.
You could say, like, for example, you could ask her, because you would know that spellcasters like her learn magic and they have to learn it. Well, someone like Zartha gets magic from her god. And same thing with, something similar with Third Child, except she communes with nature. Cricket has a weird magical nature due to being a bard, but she also has to learn spells. So you could probably assume that there is something that you do not know in order to cast magic. Does that make sense?
Indeed. Well, he does cast magic, but he's only got it, with help.
Yeah.
And he knows that everybody knows that, but I'm sure, on the side, I'm sure he's explained it to Ilia. I'm sure she understands that he got this through a Fey deal.
Yeah.
Hence everybody being Fey touched.
Yeah. So she'll kind of just look at you. You look like you're thinking about something, Cyrus. Do you have a question?
Well, how did you start, learning how to do magic?
Oh, well, I was always, I always had a very strong aptitude for it. I kind of had a knack. And this is hard to explain, but I have memories that aren't necessarily mine. And in those memories, I also studied magic, so it made it easier. So I went to a school and I learned how to harness my magical abilities. I had an easier time than most, but yeah.
Well, I feel like, I know that I don't deserve these powers that I have, but I feel like I can't use them unless I know how they work. And as long as I've had them, I've been using them like I use anything else I know about, just as an extension of myself. But everything I've seen, all of the magic I see comes from some sort of outside source. And it's just, it's like a roadblock for me.
I understand what you mean, Cyrus. So you're trying to channel the elemental essence of yourself?
I think so, but I've only ever worked with ki before. I don't know about magic.
Well, to be honest with you, at least the type of magic you're talking about is most similar to ki. So you're in luck in that regard. So from my studies, I understand that ki requires lots of meditation and inner focus, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, so it's something similar. You just have to find the source through your own meditation or whatever.
Hmm.
Hold on. Let me see if I have a spell that might help. Let me check. And she'll like pull up in her book. She'll start looking, like flipping through the pages. One moment. Let me see if she knows a spell that might help you. Spell book. Here we go. Okay, well, here, let me try something. And she will cast Detect Magic, and you see her eyes flash a color for a moment as she says this arcane incantation. Okay, try to channel your ki right now.
Okay. And Cyrus is going to put his hands down and pop his shoulders out, and like all of his muscles are going to bulge, and you're going to see that like he was basically going to try and cast Flurry Blows or summon his spectral self.
Yeah. You're basically doing a DBZ power up
without casting it.
Yeah, you're going.
Yeah.
So you see her kind of like looking at you, nodding. Oh, interesting. And she'll write something down. Okay, so when you activate that, I noticed that your internal magic spins in a pattern. But at the center of, I guess this is what something a cleric would call like a soul, maybe, there is a spot that does not move. And I presume that that is your soul. So you're channeling the magic within your body, but you're not channeling the magic within your soul. Does that make sense?
No.
Well, my only advice, like I said, I'm not an expert in this kind of magic. Try to move that centerpiece and see if that helps. Let me know if you come up with any results, though. I would like to document them.
Okay.
And you begin to do that?
No, he's just going to say, okay, and then he's going to go and think about it.
Okay. So, out of character, Cyrus, if you begin to practice like she said, you'll notice that that is the same feeling you get when you use your magic from your feet. Like, so the way when you cast your spell using your feet versus using your ki, it's a different feeling in your body.
Okay.
And so you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And so basically using that, you can kind of start to figure it out.
Okay. Fascinating.
Yep. From here on out, Cyrus, anytime you gain a level, you may decide to gain a level in Sorcerer if you desire.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's see. Anything else for the night?
Anyone else?
So we're all rested up now, right?
Yeah, everyone's at full. All their abilities have recharged.
How
Spell
late in the
slots have
night is it?
returned. This is probably because you guys went to rest really early. I would say after that conversation, it's probably like 9 or 10 at night.
Nah, I'm good. I'll wait for the next day.
Okay. Next day comes. Ilea will, at breakfast, everyone's eating. Hey, so I'm gonna go to the library today. You guys want to go? And she'll pull out this, like, literally, it's like a platinum card, and she's like, I have my platinum rewards card.
I think I'm gonna try finding information from a different place. That's seedier, but you never know. Could come up
Hmm.
useful. If you're more academic, I'm a bit more shadowy with when it comes to my background.
I get it.
So
Well,
yeah.
if it's dangerous, I could make you invisible for like an hour.
Uh,
Hmm?
is there a way to make it to where I can go invisible at will for an hour?
No.
Hmm. All right. Well, I'll start. Why not? I'll take that offer. Be invisible for an hour, and we'll see how that takes me.
Okay. Hold on. She'll pull out her book, chant some arcane words, put her hand on your shoulder, and everyone sees Revion disappear.
Mm.
He's still here.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh.
And Cyrus is just gonna point, but at nothing.
You do have a 20. You do
Ravian
have-
will actually step out of the way and like, no, I'm not.
Cyrus is gonna point at the voice. He's right there.
Well,
I'd like to roll sneak just so I could play with like mess with Cyrus for like a
okay.
bit.
Sneak versus perception because you're both actively trying.
Yeah.
So, Cyrus,
This is what I was
your
waiting for.
perception.
Stealth.
How come you're not trained in perception, Cyrus? You didn't train yourself in perception?
Nope.
Yeah, it's got to be stealth.
Okay, so D20 plus 5 for Cyrus versus Revion's D20 plus 8. Let's see it.
Yeah, I got a 21.
Here, wait, I forgot. I have to do it on the I was in D&D Beyond, not or Roll20.
21 versus.
It's loading. Here we go. Loading. Come on, keyboard. You want to roll for me for good old time's sake?
Ah, you piece of garbage. Okay, so it's 1d20 plus 5. 20. So,
Yay.
Revion, you see that Cyrus like knows in general where you are, no matter where you go, but he can't pinpoint it exactly. He's like, you're like, dang, he's surprisingly good at this.
we're just front facing, just sidestepping each other, like going around in like a figure 8.
Oh shit. Oh well, not as much fun as I thought it would be.
You only have an hour.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and I still have that mental link with third child, right? Or was that a temporary thing?
That is permanent.
Got it. Then I don't know if I've seen her just yet, but
Yeah, she was sitting next to you while this whole conversation happened.
Oh, well, good to know. Then yeah, I'm gonna go into town and see what I can find out from the seedier parts of town then.
You better come back alive.
Of course.
I'm allowed to be catty about it.
But you're a
Or
wolf.
you knew what I meant. Oh, hold on. The cat is upset that the door got closed. I gotta open the door.
Are you sure it's that and maybe it was it's upset at the joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
How come you want to go in? Okay, never mind. All right. So, who is going with Ilea to the library?
So who's going where again?
So
Ilea's going to the library.
Revion by himself is going to basically the ghetto.
Yeah.
And Ilea asked if Anyone wanted to come with her to the library?
You want me to go with you, Revian?
He's gone.
Okay, then. Well, then shit.
Yeah, I don't think like if I was there, I don't know how like what the point of being invisible would be.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Cyrus just doesn't want to leave Cricket, mostly.
Cricket.
I
What
really
did
don't
you-
want to party.
So
Well,
then
Revion's
Andy-
already. Yeah, so everyone
What,
besides
ladies
Revion
do
will go to the library.
That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
Oh,
so that is where we will end Demonfall Rebirth, episode 1.
Right.
But that means if we do
Yay.
a sequel, we can call it Demonfall Afterbirth.
I was wondering the same thing.
No, I will fucking murder you. Well, thank you everyone once again for joining us here at Demonfall. For good old time's sake, Larry, why don't you hit him with the socials?
Yes, so you can follow me on Twitter at tsqueezes, and you can follow me on Twitch at Trucrew Squeezes. And of course, this is on Dire DM, and you can find him on Twitter at the Dire DM.
Perfect. And yes, also don't forget to, what is that? Like button, subscribe, bell notification. That's all of it, right?
I think so, unless YouTube has changed the algorithm again.
Dude, I have no idea.
It's
Yes.
highly possible.
Well, once again, thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you hopefully soon. You promise it won't be 2 years.
We will try our best.
Bye, everyone.